Way back in 1778, the Continental Congress unanimously passed America's first whistleblower law. It recognized the duty to give the earliest information to Congress of any misconduct, frauds, or misdemeanors committed by anyone working for government. 246 years later, whistleblowers have an incredible record of changing the course of history.
Okay. This is the easy job.
Perhaps the most dramatic recent whistleblower case involves the IRS probe of President Biden's son, Hunter.
My dad?
Two chief IRS investigators testified to Congress and recently spoke on Full Measure, saying the Justice Department under both Trump and Biden stepped in to protect the Bidens and keep the IRS from following leads regarding Joe Biden and foreign business dealings. Whistleblower Joseph Ziegler says he is gay and a Democrat, but apolitical. The press and many people actually in both political parties say things such as there's no evidence tying Joe Biden to Hunter Biden's businesses or any improper activities. When you hear that, what do you think?
I think it's blatantly false. I would wholeheartedly disagree with it.
Whistleblowing is about truth-telling.
Marcelle Reed was on the national board of the civil rights group ACORN in 2009 when she and several colleagues discovered crimes and cover-ups at the highest level.
I went on to report theft or embezzlement, however you wish to state it, within the organization.
ACORN had received millions in federal tax money and endorsed Barack Obama for president. The group eventually admitted the fraud and put the amount of embezzled funds at $5 million, but refused a forensic audit. And as a result of blowing the whistle, you saw what happens too often, I guess, to whistleblowers, the treatment that you got. You were sort of dragged through the mud and smeared. Must have been tough.
It was tough. For me and 95% of the whistleblowers who do it, our lives are simply ruined. Luckily, I was resilient enough to overcome it, but I know so many who aren't. And I want to fight the perception that you blow the whistle, you get a book deal, you do a movie, and you become famous, because that isn't what happens.
Since then, Reed has put in a lot of energy toward helping other whistleblowers. That includes organizing an annual summit in Washington, D.C., and giving pillar awards to whistleblowers and First Amendment rights advocates. Award winners include Daniel Ellsberg. He leaked classified documents known as the Pentagon Papers to the New York Times in 1971, revealing America's involvement in the Vietnam War before the U.S. had acknowledged it. The Nixon administration tried to censor the material, but the Times won the right to publish. Another Pillar Award recipient is Frank Serpico. As a New York City police officer in the late 60s, Serpico blew the whistle on rampant police corruption on the force. Al Pacino played him in the 1973 movie.
We know how to handle guys like you. I had to cut your tongue out.
Al Pacino is Serpico.
Reed says whistleblowers may come under attack by the political right or left, government, media, whoever feels threatened.
The first thing I learned as a whistleblower is it doesn't matter that you're telling the truth about a particular side. What matters is that whatever the narrative is, you've thrown it off.
What would you say is the state of whistleblowing in America today?
People are calling themselves whistleblowers that are not. There's a simple rule for whistleblowing. You blew the whistle when something was at stake. That is when you blow the whistle. Not after your 401 is secure, your job is secure, and your kid has been accepted to whatever school you've slotted for them. Because it doesn't make what you're saying less true, but it does not make you a whistleblower.
And what is the sort of a takeaway message or the thing that you would want people to know about the whole idea of whistleblowing?
So people think that the defenders of democracy wear uniforms. That's absolutely true. But the ultimate defenders of democracy are those who are willing to tell the truth and withstand the cost. And there is no such thing as telling the truth and paying no cost.
Most whistleblowers get nothing but grief, but there are exceptions. Last year, under a special government program,